Hello, everyone. So today we have Alphabet. So Alphabet is staring down a huge procurement opportunity from the Department of War with its new $1.5 trillion budget, but also a designation that has never been applied to a domestic company before. What exactly is the decision on the table?
So, hi, thanks for letting us do this executive pitch today. Basically, we've been forced into this binary ultimatum, and the Department of War has said we either have to grant them unrestricted access to Gemini and our LLMs, or be labeled as supply chain risk and locked out entirely. What makes this really unusually high stakes for us is that Alphabet has this dual identity where we have fiduciary duties as a huge $2 trillion public company, but we also touch over 2 billion consumers daily through Gmail, YouTube, Android, and Chrome. So no other company in the mix at this negotiation has that combination.
So what are the options? We've seen two playbooks already. OpenAI said yes, Anthropic said no. What did each get them?
So there is the full compliance. The OpenAI path is financially attractive on paper, but the market rendered its own verdict very quickly, and ChatGPT uninstalls surged 295%. Sam Altman privately called the deal very opportunistic and sloppy. Whereas on the other side, Anthropic's principled refusal earned them the number one spot on the US App Store and a 14% install spike. And there's a lot of people now moving over from ChatGPT. However, they're now legally blacklisted from every government contractor. So that's reputationally valuable, but legally and financially unattainable for a company with an existing DOW foothold.
So neither extreme works for Alphabet. What's the recommendation?
So yeah, we believe in conditional engagement. So we want to negotiate scoped defined terms, not just a blank check, but not a full refusal either. So concretely, we would say yes to administrative tasks, logistics, workflow automation, and cybersecurity. However, it's a hard no to things like autonomous weapons, domestic surveillance, and battlefield lethal decisions. We anchor those limits publicly in Alphabet's existing AI ethics principles, and we communicate them transparently to employees as well.
Why did that hold? The DOW has said it's all or nothing.
So yeah, that framing is what we're pushing back on because Alphabet isn't approaching this empty-handed. We already have this foothold through GenAI.mil, which already exists. Workspace and cloud are embedded across most of the DOW's contract system, and there are real switching costs on their side as well. And Anthropic is already challenging its designation in court, actually. So Alphabet has the resources and legal standing to do the same if we have to.
Last question, sir. Why not just take the money, full compliance, and manage the fallout?
Because Gemini's defensible advantage was never raw model performance. Claude holds 42% of the enterprise share, and we're not winning that race on capability alone. Our moat is the ecosystem lock-in that we have. So there's workspace, cloud, Android maps, and that generates much stickier, higher margin revenue than any single contract can provide. So full compliance puts that at risk, whereas conditional engagement protects it and positions Gemini as the one platform that neither OpenAI nor open source models can credibly claim to be, which is trustworthy, enterprise grade, and principled.
So conditional engagement, that's the call.
That is the call.